you're going to want to just try to check off all the different positioning boxes, and then the spot that checks off the most is probably going to be the best spot for you to be in. Does that make sense? Do you want to like
Yeah.
try to like look around the map here to try to give some examples of that,
Um,
or?
yeah, like, well, so the way I view this first hill
Mhm.
is I like playing off this left side,
Mhm.
the big building that Ash is sitting in.
Mhm.
Um, usually, I mean, I might start a little more forward, but as the fight progresses, then I kind of play back off that mega,
Mhm.
um, and then being on that side, the enemies can't really see you. There's
Mhm.
really no
Yep.
good way for them to
You get
flank.
to you get to li- you,
Um,
you get to line of sight them, right? They can't like you can see your
right,
teammates, but they can't see you.
right.
Mhm.
I could go up those stairs, play an off angle.
Mhm.
Um, you know,
Yeah, no, that sounds perfect to me. All right, like the only other thing could be like if they don't have anything to contest you, you can maybe take the high ground. But if they have
uh-huh.
like Widowmaker or Divey characters that can get up to you, then I wouldn't really worry about this. Then if you're up there,
Hmm.
you can maybe start up there to see what they have, and then you go, oh, they're on Widowmaker. Let me just drop, right?
Yeah,
But that's really about it. Because the only thing is that you just can't see the Ash. But you can also leave that
right.
to Mercy to take care of.
I was gonna say, I think assumed that Mercy would be pocketing the Ash up there,
Mhm.
just because that's a common thing I
Yeah,
see.
for sure. So, yep, I would say that's a perfect assessment, right? Because you have cover, you can LOS the enemy team, you can see your team, you have escape routes, you have a health pack. The only thing would maybe be like you're not gonna have like the best, ability usage angles. I mean, like it's just gonna be pretty neutral, which is that's okay, right?
Right.
That's like
Yeah.
once like we said before, you're not always gonna have perfect all around, for the best of every world with positioning. Sometimes it's a give and
Hmm.
take. The here your ability usage is just going to be like probably average, right? You don't have the best
Yeah.
angles, but you also don't have horrible angles for your abilities.
Yeah. And I think this game in particular, I didn't do a good job with my nades and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Gotcha. Second point. Where should we be?
Um, Before we get under this bridge that we're at, probably kind of this back room. If you follow to your like directly behind us. Yeah, that way,
Mm-hmm.
and then to a little left. Yeah, this
Yep.
this room
Mm-hmm.
over here. Um, I mean, it's weird because you can't really. I mean, if we're fighting way up front, then I'll kind of push up this little catwalk thing,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe play off this doorway, give yourself an escape option there. I know there's. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I think it's a mega underneath.
Yeah. Yep.
But then I go for that, then I can't really go anywhere.
Yep.
Um, and then yeah, like this is kind of a spot I'll play. And then once we get like kind of we get toward the end of this point, then I'll play the back like that window. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nope. That
Yeah.
seems pretty good to me. Once again, you're on high. You have high ground. You have escape options. You have cover. You have some decent nade opportunities from the high ground here. So that's gonna be really good. You have visibility on your team. Only thing you be careful of is just like enemy team having visibility of you. So yeah, I mean that seems
Right. Like
pretty good to
the
me.
peel here doesn't seem very good though. As an Ana, like
Like
being able to peel here,
like having
because like if
other
I
people
drop,
peel for you, or
well, no, like if I had to drop down like
mhm.
straight to my right, then kind of the main line of sight, the enemies can see me.
Yeah, so
Um,
getting away. So you're just gonna have to be
right,
on top of rotating, right? You're gonna have to be
right,
paying attention to they're starting to push in. I should start to back up, right?
yeah,
No, yeah. I mean that seems pretty good to me too. Like it depending on where the fight is. Like being on this side also wouldn't be horrible.
sure, yeah.
Um, just depends on kind of the flow of the fight.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think that right side's pretty good. Yeah, I mean you're doing great so far. I don't maybe like in the middle of the fight you're having more problems. So I mean like
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get started, and then I'll just be a minute or so. I'm looking for something to talk about. We'll see how
Okay.
it goes. If you feel like you're still in the future, because we have a bunch of more sessions to work with, if you feel like you're
Uh-huh.
still struggling even after having those basic principles of where to stand and trying to check off boxes, if you feel like you're still struggling on different maps, then let me know, and
Hmm.
maybe in the next session you can come with like a list of different maps that you're struggling on, and we can even go
Yeah.
over the different maps.
Yeah. I instantly thought of a map set, Ilios.
Mm-hmm.
I suck on that map set. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What's up to you? Do you want to go try like take a quick glance at it and then come back to this?
Um, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. It shouldn't take too long.
Okay.
The only problem is you have to like rotate through the stinking like how there's three of them.
Right. I think the worst one I do on is not well,
Yeah.
and not ruins. Lighthouse, I think.
I don't even know if I remember where you choose where you choose which map you're on. It's like somewhere really random. Spawn, South back, game mode start. Spawn,
Another thing I should learn is the custom game.
controls. Okay, limit valid control
Ah,
points. Okay, this is yeah. So sorry, I have to like really search for the setting of trying to find what map.
yeah.
Right. And the problem is they don't even have them labeled as just one, two, and three.
Cheers, love. It's time to save the
So
world.
something I'll play. So Izana, I'll usually either play this left side, um, or just kind of go where you're going. Playing off this bridge, playing off the kind of. Yeah, sometimes I'll play here. Kind of depending, of course, what the team's doing. This isn't my default. My default is on that bridge that we are just at, and the kind of overlooking the patio or whatever. Um, what? Right. Mm-hmm.
For start at.
Uh-huh. I I think my biggest struggle is almost every time I play this map, I get dove. The enemy team is a dive comp.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know if it's just bad luck or what. Granted, I should probably swap every time I'm not doing well, but then, of course, I swap to a support hero that I'm not super confident with, and I'm already getting rolled. So it just kind of snowballs into a bad game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
yeah.
I mean, if you're getting dove, and then I'd say not about the bad positioning. It's about just execution, right? Because
Uh,
positioning's not always gonna stop you from getting dove, right? Because if they're playing their dive correctly, they can even if you're in the best spot available, they might still be on top of you, right?
mhm.
Just because they have so much mobility. That's the nature of dives. They can get on top of you.
Right.
So it might not even be that you're in a bad spot. It might just be that you're not properly combating the dive, right? So here's some
Yeah, that's definitely it.
yeah. So even though this is probably the best spot, if you get dove, firstly be aware, right? Watch they're on. Pay attention to the fact that they're on the dive comp. Watch what team comp they're on. Maybe you can
Hmm.
start to like back up and play towards this side if they're on dive, so you're not like as out in the open. Be
Hmm.
towards the edges because the closer you are towards these edges, the quicker it is to like be able to drop off from them.
Right.
Pay attention to where your team's at. Drop to your
Hmm.
team so that they can give you protection.
Hmm.
Make sure you're saving your abilities so that you can sleep and nade. Maybe try to grab health pack if you need it.
Uh-huh.
Health pack down here, right? So, just like different things to think about. Cover teammates. Drop from high grounds. Make sure you're saving your abilities. Last time we talked about we talked about real. Sorry, I'm looking at my words here. We talked about actual pressure versus potential pressure, right?
Right.
Right. So just if you see they're on a full dive and they can contest you, start rotating your abilities. Start holding on to
Hmm.
both of your abilities, depending on how much they're pressuring you.
Right. And I think a good Genji is the hero that gives me the most trouble.
Hmm.
I'm pretty comfortable against Tracers,
Hmm.
Sombras, those I don't mind.
Hmm.
Tanks, Monkey, Doom, whatever. But something about Genjis.
Yep, you just gotta start
Um,
learning to play against them.
yeah.
Make sure when you're nading, aim at the floor so he can't deflect it.
Uh-huh.
Um, make sure that you're getting yourself and him in it if you're able to. Wait out his deflect because he's gonna try. Fun little tip is that you can melee, and that kind of simulates the animation of a sleep. So sometimes I can bait out a deflect. So if you melee, he'll think you're trying to sleep. He'll deflect, and then you can wait till deflect goes down to sleep. Same thing with like a diva defense matrix. You can do the same thing. Things like that are different ideas to work with. Is this the map you were thinking of, or did you want to try another one?
Yeah, this is the one.
All right.
But yeah, if we went over that, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess I haven't played this map in a long time, and I have more ideas to apply to this now. So it might be a different case. I don't know. One thing, it's kind of an elephant in the room. I've been putting it off, kind of avoiding it, is fully understanding the cooldowns of all the heroes, whether it's the timing on them, the niche things with them, like with Genji, his dash. If you get a kill, the dash cooldown resets. And I just learned that like a week or two ago. So it's just knowing that stuff helped me, because I can't tell you the timer on the cooldown for the dash. I want to say, my guess, if I had to, would say 8 seconds, 6 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I don't even know if I know every single cooldown by heart. I can probably give a quick guess.
Knowing the general ideas of them,
I'd
like
say
with
about
that dash
8
resetting,
seconds. Yep, 8 seconds.
Okay.
Deflect about 8 seconds. 10. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I've gotten really good with the timing the deflect. Kind of shooting right as it's coming. He's coming out of it.
Yep. So honestly, like you're talking about learning different every character, and there's a lot of characters, right? So this will be some good.
Not even like learning them, just like knowing their cooldown to like their fullest extent or whatever. Because there's some heroes where I know not really much about at all.
So you have some different ways you can go about this, right? Firstly, you can go and mess around in the training range with them. That can be something you can do. Press F1 and take a look at what all of their... whoopsie, I'm clicking stuff to exit out of Overwatch. Is it FN? I'm trying to... Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm trying to find the buttons on my laptop. You press F1, take a look at all of their abilities, and see if you can find out here. Here, I mean, like you can see Swift Strike, eliminations reset the cooldown, right? It says things like that. So you can take a look at these on some characters that you're less familiar with. You can mess around with them in the training range. You can do that. Just take an hour or two, or you can do it in between queues, or however you want to do it. You can take a look at videos that talk about it. You can just, if you wanted to, you can mess around with different characters and like different arcade modes or whatever, or quick play. But it's also something that'll come over time. As over time, you'll start to get a better sense for what different characters do. And I've obviously, hopefully, it doesn't take you this long. But I've played the game for 5,000 hours, so you at that point you get a very, very good you get around to each character, right? I've played each character a decent bit.
Who's your favorite? I didn't ask.
That's a good question. Because I think it kind of varies over time. I play DPS. It kind of like goes all over the place sometimes. Like I think as of right now, because my aim is a little washed. I'm maybe like playing Mei a decent bit, but I also like Pharah, Tracer, Genji are all fun. Hanzo I'll play a decent bit. So I'll play a lot of times, like sometimes more projectile-y characters.
Yeah, but Mei's one of my favorite.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. So let's go back to the replay.
But yeah, that's just like something so it's been glaring for a while now. Just like, all right, you got to understand at least a little bit about every hero,
Yep.
All right.
Are there any heroes that you have questions about their abilities or anything like that?
Not off the top of my head.
All right. What do you think of any? But we can get going the replay here too.
So I know, yeah, with the shield, I can kind of get. See, that was a bad. Oh no, that one. Yeah.
Nicely.
I'm kind of backing up, trying to cut off the LOS for the sniper, and just the whole team is pushing back.
Yeah, good cover usage. Maybe
See, that
slightly.
nade, I don't know if it would have provided much value because we were all pushing back.
Yeah, so this one right here feels maybe like a little bit rushed. It only would have been on like one character if it did
Right.
land. I'm not sure if you're aiming for. I think we were aiming for Soldier. Or
I
maybe the
was.
group behind. Yeah, so
And I just kind of saw the people behind, but I knew they were farther away. But I don't know.
yep. So
I just needed that one.
maybe looking. So it's because remember we're looking for quantity, but also quality behind them, right? So even
Right.
though we're getting the quantity out, we're also just lacking on quality. So we want to make sure that when we are, because it's such a long cooldown there, we're getting value out of when we do use it. So it's important not to never use it, but it's also important to actually do something with it when it is being used.
Mm-hmm.
Heroes never die.
Okay, got your ult already, so
So I'm trying to nano him. I can barely see him, and then I do this. Oh, I hate doing this.
oh, that sucks. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Nano Bastion might even be better than Nano Sigma anyways.
Right. I should have done it, at least a second earlier because I knew he was going in his turret form.
Yep.
And the enemies were pretty far in the open. With that.
Alright, so good healing
5
shots. Yeah, like you said, whiffed sleep. Okay.
I knew she used her cooldown. Another bad one. Yeah, my nades this game are bad. Whiff. Nice whiffs. Oh, I hate this. Oh. I overcommitted. We took too long to kill him. And so, because I'm over on this right side, I can't really peel back. I should have walked back into the building. Instead, I'm just crossing the wide open like an idiot. So that I was not happy about. And I knew immediately what I had done wrong. But I didn't think to, continue walking back out of that doorway and go through the, I don't know, is that the hotel or something?
Behind you this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so taking just like the wider angle.
Playing behind the car, walking back behind the columns. Instead, I'm literally frontlining, walking across open space.
Yep,
It's just, it doesn't get much more free than that for them.
For sure. Cover, awareness,
Right.
things like that. And then, we get res, that's good. But, that's going to be, obviously big mistakes that open up for them to cap point.
Somehow they don't. See, another one. Just
Yep, so, we can analyze some of these nades, right? So once again, nade doesn't look like it has very much thought or time put into placing it, right? We just kind of throw it.
I think I'm like overconfident in my ability to like quickly hit those. Because I have done it and I know I'm able to do it, but just because I can doesn't mean I should. And it's funny because I'll just be in like queue or like, playing on a paintball while I'm waiting. And I'll take my time. I have been trying to do more of that lineup nade stuff. Not as much as I should, but I have been trying that. That's really cool. But yeah, when I'm in customs and just kind of take my time, I almost always hit, a really good nade. So it's kind of I have this issue of like applying in real time. It's like I need someone to just yell at me while I'm playing.
Yep,
You know?
and really the idea is that you want to become your own person to yell at you while you're playing, right?
Right.
Because there's not always going to be, I'm not always going to be able to play with you, while you go through your
Right.
games. So I can't always be like, use your
I mean, you
abilities to take
could.
your
It'd just
abilities.
be very, very expensive.
Yeah, for sure. So like you want to get to the point where you're able to remind yourself and go, hold on, think through my abilities,
Right.
go use them slow, right? And put effort into them,
Yeah.
focus, right? And when you
I need to get
Mhm.
some sticky notes out and just look at
Yep,
those before
exactly, right.
games.
And even like look at remember I think last time I wrote you, yeah, last time I got you notes, I think you got this time, I think you got like 2 out of the 4 sessions or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So just like take a look at the notes right before you get into like your games, or before
Uh-huh.
you like start a play session, and just like have something like we said last time, have something that you're actively focusing on and you're trying to
Right. Yeah,
work
pick
on.
one area or whatever.
Pick one
I'm gonna let my
category.
log in real quick.
Oh, yep, all good.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
All good. Yep. Pick one category or one to three smaller things within it, if that's too big, to actively focus on and give yourself those reminders and think
Uh-huh.
and just keep thinking to yourself about it, and then you'll be able to improve on it easier.
See, I don't know what I was sleeping there. I should have known he was coming into alt. Um, I think I saw him going. Yeah, I don't know.
So,
Yeah, it's just a
there's
panic.
panic. It feels rushed. We're using it like at these like mid ranges, so it's just gonna be more difficult than if we're getting closer.
Uh huh. I think also I was a little bit more. So I made sure to I just kind of last second nano before I die. You never know what'll happen. Um, but he got 3 of us right there, so it was definitely lost.
hmm
But I don't know. You never know. And I
hmm
figured it's the end of the point. Um, we'll
Yeah.
just end it.
Generally, I'd say it's best. So if you know that's lost fight, right? Because they're up 3, right? So
Uh-huh.
if it's a lost fight, ult and lost fights aren't going to change it, right? Like so, like you said, you don't know. Like there's you can say like there's a 5% chance that he actually does
Mhm.
it, right? And then you'll be like,
Mhm.
what? Like he actually
Yeah.
won, right? It'll be
Because I
crazy.
did know the tank was overextended.
hmm
Um, and yeah,
Yeah.
but other than that, there's
But the issue becomes that it's such a low chance of winning. Like, yes, the tank's overextended, but he's also full HP. They're all full HP.
right.
It's just a Sigma. It's not like it's like a Nano Blade or anything like that. Sigma's probably
Uh
not going to
huh.
be able to kill like their whole team by himself. Um,
Right.
and typically, you just gotta kind of weigh the statistics, right? Like,
Hmm.
if only have a 5% chance of winning, that's a 95% chance of losing. And if you're most likely to lose, then why are you giving up an ultimate that you can use in the next fight, right?
Right. Play
Because
the odds.
exactly. And then in the next fight, if it's a 50-50, right? If it's a 50-50 with your ult and you use it, then now you're coming into the fight and it's going to be a 60-40 because now they have more ults than you, right? So the ult economy
Right.
gets messed up and now they're more likely to win the fight because you used it too early, right?
Hmm.
So that being said, generally speaking, I'd say don't use it in fights that are won or lost. Do you feel like you need any help identifying when fights are won or lost, or do you think it's just that you were using it anyways?
I knew it was lost. I think I'm pretty good at recognizing it.
hmm
Um, but that one I think was just like I had it for a minute and I wanted to use it, and I think I was kind of being stubborn in
hmm
the fact of like I wanted to use it.
hmm
Um, and I just wanted to try to keep him up to do I don't know the 5% move.
hmm
But it's like in higher elos, it's there's no chance of that happening.
Yep.
Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
For sure. So just Exactly. You have a chance for it, but I just play the more likely scenario that you are gonna lose, and don't try to chance the odds, because then more you'll consistently be able to like actually have the nano for next fight, and then that doesn't get you into a snowball, because you actually
Right.
have the nano to work with. Yeah, so he just dies instantly, right? Which is kind of like oh yeah, you can probably see that coming.
Yeah. See, stupid sleep.
Miss sleep. Yep, doesn't look like we're landing many of our abilities. So a lot of the same stuff we talked about last time with ability usage. Positioning honestly seems pretty solid, right? For the most part. Which last time we talked about ability usage number 1, positioning number 2, then awareness. This time positioning seems pretty solid, at least so far. At least.
Yeah, I think that's been my best improvement.
Mhm.
This was a particularly bad game with respect to abilities and cooldowns.
Yep.
That one, that's fine.
Yep.
If anything, it slows him down. That was bad positioning. I didn't have the wall to play off of.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad sleep.
Right. So we can analyze the sleep. We're using
like
it
this
while
name.
right after we're using it after she's already rocked around the corner, right? Good nade.
I could have gone a little closer to their tank.
Yep. So there's 3 people here. If we're just placing it a little bit to the left, then we get 3 exactly instead of 2.
There, I'm just like, alright, I'll just die.
Now at this point, they just kind of have the snowball advantage. Okay, so we use nano boost.
I think that's a decent nano. To either, I mean, they're gonna high chance of them capping point. We just killed the tank, but just kind of to either, even if it doesn't shift into our favor, at least slow their momentum down, I guess. And it was kind of the saver too.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd say it is an okay usage, right? It's not the best, it's not horrible. Like you said,
Thing is,
it
I don't
does.
think we touch.
Yeah, like the problem is that like I don't know if you're gonna touch, and you maybe could have done it without the nano boost, but also like who knows? Like maybe Orisa would have died because she was a little bit lower, but you might have been able to just heal her normally. So honestly, like it kind of could have gone either way. And then I don't think that you're gonna be able to touch from here in time. So
Right.
you end up the thing is you stop some of their momentum, which is good. But also, then Orisa just goes in and dies, and then now that's going to mean that
Yeah.
you just lose any progress you did have because you were trying to stop their momentum, and then Orisa just dies. Okay, Orisa actually. Okay, so Orisa actually does touch, but we're actually really slow to go and join her. If you're,
I think, yeah. Can you go back like 10 seconds? I want to see why I didn't just walk immediately. I think. Oh, I saw the Kiri TP in, and so I tunnel visioned.
Yep. So maybe could have been walking to her while you were shooting at her.
Yeah, I should have taken the extra half second.
Yep. Because remember, we're waiting for them to clump up. So instead of just hitting one individual soldier, right? 1/2 second later, 3 of them are right on top of each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh. And I know she just used her Suzu not that long ago, so it would have been at least 2-3 seconds before she could use it again.
Watch the reload. Right. There's a lot of just like kind of spam shots in here and we're like getting really low on ammo. So like, what if we need it for healing and we're at like 4 ammo left here, and we're just like shooting into the floor, shooting into shield, full HP target.
And then I don't know why it dropped. As soon as I did that, I regretted it.
Yeah, I agree. Staying high ground is probably very valuable here. Okay, so you actually do touch and do you win this? Oh, okay, so you do win.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
yeah,
that's good.
Somehow, okay.
That your wrist was able to touch in time. Okay, well.
But the other thing, like the thing is, I think in lower elos like this, you can get away with doing making mistakes.
Yep, for sure.
So it's like, even though so I saw that Suzu, I'm kind of looking for a nade here.
Good attempt. Maybe try to go for the sleep on the nanoed soldier.
Yeah.
Even if it's a harder sleep, you know, it could be a high
something other
value.
than that. Jeez. Yeah.
Okay.
So there, I panicked because I couldn't see what I was trying to heal.
Notice a misusage of ammo once again. We have one bullet left and we're dropping and having to reload. So here, remember, you can like peek this edge here and just like look straight down. Like, you don't need to be shooting their tank. We can peek this edge and just look straight down and throw a nade, and then we're probably good. If you have the time, you can rotate around. I just don't know if dropping is needed. If you need to, you can like crouch as you turn that corner, because this just puts us in the middle of the action where we're just going to take all the damage.
Right, he's just going to look right at me.
Yeah, whereas if you
that was another one where... Sorry?
No, yeah, I was just saying, like, you can just like stand on the edge and look straight down pretty much. If you're just walking on it appropriately. The other thing could be potentially as they're walking in, right?
I was going to say, do you think I going off of this? It's a better off angle.
Yep, I think I would agree, right? Because this gives you some cover to work with to be able to line of sight them, right? And it gets it, and it also gives you line of sight down there as well. So it gives you a bit more visibility and gives you more cover from enemies, right? Whereas this, to see your teammates, you also have to see the enemies too.
Yeah, and I saw him coming from that right side a long time ago, so I had plenty of time to shift left. I think I was typing. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was looking at. I think I was tabbing.
You're powered up. Get in there.
So that, yeah. I was kind of surprised that one didn't land.
I've got you.
Another, that one especially, I didn't know.
Take your time. Use the scope tech to line up these. Right?
Yeah, and I don't know why I threw on the left side because
they're all on the right side there.
Keep fighting.
I think I was trying to not hit our tank. I don't know. They're just, yeah. I mean, I knew it was bad, but I didn't think it was this bad.
That's unfortunate.
That was unlucky. I knew that was a decent attempt. That was just really unlucky.
Heroes never die.
Okay, no, we're like immediately throwing it as soon as we turn this corner instead of actually lining it up, right? So right now our ability usage accuracy is like, you know, you land most, or a decent bit of your mechanical shots. When it comes to your abilities, like we're probably landing like, I don't know, like a fourth of them. So it's just really low ability usage actually connecting, and then when they are connecting, they're not always even doing a lot, right?
Right. Yep, there's another miss. Golly. I think the issue was I knew I wasn't gonna get dove, so I was just kind of throwing them out there.
Yep. So it's
But
good.
that's not a good reason to do
Yeah,
that.
well, yeah, it's better to use them and miss than to never use them, right?
Yeah, right.
Because then you can actually start practicing and attempt you could have the chance to get value. If you never use it, then you get zero value. If you use it and you miss, then you are still getting a little bit of value sometimes, right? Because you actually
Right.
land them. So I'd rather see somebody get them out there than never use it, right? But
hmm
now we're at the point where you're using it frequently, but it's not doing anything when we are
hmm
using them. So we need to make sure that when we are using them, they're actually doing something. Right, that's the next
Right.
step. So we can't just stop with that first step. We have to actually do something with it now.
hmm
Do you want to really quickly hop in like a game and like maybe try to get some hands-on, trying to
Yeah.
get some stuff into action here?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we use the last little bit of the session. Did you wanna? So you got notes for 2 out of the 4 of them. And so would you like to do that for like the first session and the last session, or how would you like to go about doing that?
Let's do. I don't think we need it for this session,
Don't need, okay, yeah,
um,
yeah.
unless there's something that obvious comes out for
Mhm.
this gameplay.
Sounds good.
That- Share screen. Can I just stream Overwatch or should I screen share?
Are you gonna play? We don't have time for comp, so I can just friend you in game if you want to. I said you're not playing comp, so I can just friend you in game if you want.
Yeah.
What's your battle tag? Did you put it on Fiverr?
Yeah, I think so. Here.
Yeah, I should have it here. Let me. Okay, you just put it in. Cool. All right. Cool. Well, go ahead and queue up. No, it won't let me. I won't be able to see your game if I'm in the game with you.
Okay,
Yep,
I
I'll
see, I see.
spectate you.
So just quick play and then
Sure.
support.
Yep, yep. And then remember, I'll give you some reminders as you're going, but remember that your main thing that you're focusing on here is abilities. Take them slow. Land. Make sure every ability counts. Right, that you're landing them.
Right. Okay.
Use the scope nade tech. Wait for them to group up. Hit solid objects. Take your off angles. If you need to get a hair closer. Oh, said you got a game for a second there.
Nope. It's not.
So, what got you into playing Overwatch?
I actually don't know. I think I had a decent amount of buddies that played it. I think we're just looking for something to play as a group, and this is just a game that came up.
Cool. Yeah.
And then I started playing it, and I love this game. It's very fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we all used to play COD, and we still kind of do, but now that I've played this, I see COD very differently in the terms of like, there's not a whole lot of layers going on.
Yeah.
Whereas this kind of game, there's a lot to consider. There's a lot going on at once. It's like slow paced, but it's fast paced too, and it's I don't know. It's hard to
Yeah,
explain
for
it.
sure. Oh, you got a mid game here.
So we got Winston. All right.
Probably could. Oh.
Like here.
Nice. If you need to use that nade to finish off the kill too, you can do that.
Okay.
For good shots. Good rotation.
That's how it dies.
Nice.
Gauge. I think that monkey might dive. Yeah, she seemed. No, maybe not. See that? There it is.
It's okay. Sometimes it's
Almost
okay to
can't
take.
help myself.
Sometimes at those ranges, it's okay to take those risky shots because you'll have the ability by the time the fight starts.
Right.
It just kind of depends. Like sometimes it's okay to take risky shots.
So here I'm gonna play off the shield. Hopefully, she can ult. So I heard Suzu. I think I'm up too far. I'm gonna go up back a little bit. I think we can focus tank here. I'm in a bad spot. I think going left initially was just. Yeah.
Yep. Probably, honestly, like even like 2 fights ago, or however long before the fight dragged out. But being on high ground here is probably gonna be very handy for you, right?
Yeah,
really
kind of where
good-
that Hanzo is. I think I should come
Yeah,
there.
really good. In between those fights, it probably would have been good to rotate up, because then you can take it. Really good nade opportunities.
Right. Okay. That's yo.
Hit him as he's hitting the DP, right? Because you know where he's
Yeah,
going for that.
I think I just saw it late, and then I don't know. There's an overreaction.
Remember, from these ranges, if we use nade, we're doing a scope tech. Watch your reload. Right, watch your ammo. Use it anytime you just have nothing else better to do. Probably didn't need to drop from high ground to get that.
Yeah. No. Then another one there. It was a free kill.
Yep.
All right, so what am I doing wrong?
Holding on to, I don't think we used nade that fight, right? Now we're holding on to abilities a little bit, right? So remember, we're coming into the fight and we're trying to use them, right? Make sure we're getting value out of them. We're trying to land them, but we also don't want to not use them, right?
That I think he should have just Wraith, or whatever. So monkey.
Remember, you don't need to drop. You can probably just rotate, to the other top high ground instead of dropping. That way, you're not putting yourself in like that position, right?
Right. I used that the whole time.
Even if it takes you, 3 seconds without seeing teammates, it's worth it in that fight to be in a safer position, better for abilities, and then it's not like your monkey's gonna instantly blow up if you just gave him a nano.
Yeah. I think it's just this feeling of like I have to follow up, and by doing that I have to walk. But obviously that's not the case. I'm dead. That was a bad.
Nade, wait for him to be on you so you can get the anti and the heals. And And then obviously we just missed the sleep.
So right here.
I'll find my own path.
All right. Why don't you queue up for another one? I honestly think our wrap up review is pretty quick.
Okay.
I think the main points is going to be ability usage, right? Landing abilities, getting them into action. Positioning on the replay was really good. In the last game, we were having trouble. Primarily, it was just like dropping from high ground, and
Yeah,
we were
well,
just, like,
we saw
jumping
that in the
open.
replay too.
Mm.
This weird
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
of like I've got to get in the mix and you know.
Yep, which is exactly what you don't want to be doing on Ana, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm spectating, by the way, because that's just gonna be putting you in so much danger, right? So that's a really, really massive thing. Like honestly, like that's if you're on a high ground, think about that, right? Because getting out of that bad habit is gonna be really important because then you actually get to
Yeah.
use your good positioning instead of just like dropping straight into the fight.
Right. And it's like I do it and it's like, I instantly think, oh, I shouldn't have done that, but it's just this weird, I don't know. It's like
Yep.
it feels like it's ingrained almost.
Yep, and you break habits in the same way that you make them, right? By intentionally thinking about it as you're playing. Oh, it's not letting me pick you. It's just swapping me between. Oh, there we go. I gotcha. Cool. Yep. So honestly, like you could do those in either order. If you are on a high ground map, think positioning. If you're on any other thing, just think about your abilities. Awareness kind of comes as that third. Mechanics, honestly, pretty solid. Not much that we need to talk about. And then ult usage, it kind of comes as that number 4. Make sure not to one in lost fights, or sorry, not to ult in lost fights and things like that.
So here, I'm gonna play off this corner, and then take off angles through there. Maybe.
If you need, you can push a little bit closer even too, just to land your ability, or just use cover as you're pushing. Right, because we're doing these abilities from a mid range. Ana is more like mid to close, right? You can be from your team. You are going to be a close to mid, right? Like where you're close to your team. Mid range is okay. Enemy team usually is going to be mid range to close, right? So you can be okay to be close range, especially if you're using like this right side cover, right? So push this right side, land the nade, and you have cover to work with here.
Say Suzu. I think I thought he was more in the open, or he was more available to hit with the sleep.
Kind of push by himself. You know, take your time on it. Watch your tank here.
Oh, bashing no.
Yep. So a bit more awareness, right? Watch where your teammates are going.
So now he's overcommitted.
So yep, get the ability. Good ability usage.
No, but I think there I should have. I think I can still ult him here. That means I have to follow that up.
This ends now.
Where the? Jesus. My gosh.
Bit more awareness, right? Keep ears open, eyes open.
Wait, are you able to see the kill cams when I view it?
Not sure. Don't.
No,
If you're watching, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Okay, start closing the distance, right? Get a little closer. That way, as your team's engaging, you can too.
Where the heck's Bob? Oh. This is lost.
Yeah. Even in that fight with Sigma, honestly, like I think that probably not namming him was better. Like you said, Maybe, but it's that same thing again where, like, yes, you have the chance, but it's like a 2v4, so you're probably not going to get it.
Yeah.
At that point, it's a lost fight, so it's just wait and regroup, and then you have it for that next fight, and you can maybe win it when you're more neutral, and then that ultimate puts you up.
Right. What?
Prioritize the
What's
people.
going on?
Oh,
I'm just trying to save him.
fortunate. Prioritize the people in the fight over people outside of the fight. So if Reaper's out of the
Yeah.
fight and has a Mercy, then the Bastion, who's right next to you and has people shooting at him, is the more important, more pressing target.
Okay. Don't know what to do. Play out this corner.
This ends now.
No.
Gotta watch the awareness, keep your ears open, right? Probably could have hugged cover a bit better if we heard the shoes ulting.
Uh-huh.
All right, so in that game, there were a couple mistakes. Obviously, it was a really tough one, but a couple things like we let some of our teammates die. There were some times where we died where we didn't need to die. There's some I think ability usage is a bit better, but then we didn't land them all the time. Held on to it for a bit at the start. Ultimates, both the ultimates we used were in either the lost fight or a losing fight, right? Where it's just we weren't likely to win
They're
it.
both reactionary.
So you just gotta be careful about ulting in those scenarios as well. All right. Any final questions before we wrap up here?
I don't think. I don't know. I'm kind of not upset. It's like, well, obviously, I'm not going to get better until I fully understand my mistakes. And I guess I've, for the most part, ignored them in a sense. And so now we're just kind of facing them head on, and it sucks in a way, but I'm glad I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If that makes any sense.
Mhm.
I don't feel discouraged, but I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
glad I
it's
did
like
this.
it's maybe like the realization that the path ahead isn't an easy path, right?
Right.
Like maybe like there's the expectation of like, okay, well I was a diamond player, and it's easy to hang in diamond, or it's easy to hang in a rank, but it's harder to climb to the rank, right?
Right.
It's harder to climb and get to a rank than it is to just chill and exist, because there's a difference between existing and just doing your job and carrying and doing more than your job, right?
Exactly,
Which is what it
yeah.
takes to climb. So
Yeah.
I think you just have to keep improving, keep getting better, and as you get better you'll be able to get to that point. And the big thing is just it's uncomfortable. It's improvement takes effort, and it's not going to be an
You're
easy
going
path.
against, I'm changing what I'm doing, and of course, naturally, that doesn't feel comfortable.
Yep.
All right.
For
Well,
sure.
sweet.
All right. Well,
Thank you very much.
feel free to. I'm gonna get you recording in a minute.